mau lawan tim Blacklist International. Nah, tunggu bentar ya guys ya. Kalian nonton dulu, ntar gua komentari lagi ya guys ya.
She wasn't invited. They obviously have a game plan here, right? Especially with Rafaela, but we will be loading up in here. It's match point for Blacklist International against Echo here, and if they can close this out, this will be their first series win against Echo in an entire year as they move on, of course, and we'll be sending Echo down to the lower bracket.
All right, so looking at the, blueprint for both sides. Blacklist International, they're playing for the big game, while Echo is looking to scale towards that late game. Early game, however, is a different story because both teams have good potential to just snowball. Right. It's just that Blacklist International has more kits around these mini objectives, which are the turtles and of course the golden towers.
Yeah, also, milestone here achieved for Oheb. He surpassed Kill VJ and is now ranked 7th in the MPL here. The Filipino sniper.
Oh, the sniper surpassing the king.
The king.
All right.
He's now the king of Blacklist.
Nope, that's different. Oh, check this out. Blacklist, very aggressive, coming in, invading. Carl Teasy, Nasinsui, caught out, dashing on through. No buff stolen.
All right, real quick. Break down the emblems here. Anything crazy besides all those quantum charges?
I mean, firmness on the carry. It's becoming a thing. You play the carry as a tank in the early game because you're not really emblem dependent. You're really more of the item choices that you have, like the corrosion sight, the golden staff, the DHS, the wind talkers. You need all of that stuff, but you need to survive the early game. And you don't want to be building up, the full Antikaras or the dominant eyes on the carry. You just want to go for the leg plates and then go straight for the corrosion side.
Just a pair of pants, and then you go from there. Turtle already started up here, 2 minutes in. Very quick, moving, fast-paced fights here. Carl Deasy in too deep here, facing off against 3. Pops the Puissance. Turtle here at about a third of its health. Renegade throws out an Astral Recall. JP put it down to a third of his health this time around. Turtle gets reset.
Yeah, good back and forth here from both teams. Turtle gonna reset, but Sensui will start it up. Edward!
Boom! Edward with an animation cancel penalty zone. Plus another realm coming in. Sensui with the help of an Appraiser's Rat takes the Turtle, but Echo's not done. Big pull here from Santi. And Edward still survives. No dice as Blacklist walks away with a victory.
My goodness. Blacklist with the control from Renegade and Edward. Again, the commitment to just let Sensui take the turtle away from Carl Deasy. And these are the objective things that we were discussing earlier. Like Blacklist International has just more kits to utilize over Echo. Even though Echo does have the Rafaela to provide a sustain and the mobility, they just don't have that same catch that is that is being provided by the Terizla.
Yeah, again, I think one of the main things that you have here, obviously with the lineup for Echo, is that they have the sustainability, not just with the Rafaela, but of course the Nether Realm as well. Most likely, UA is taking that himself. But even from that first turtle fight, you already kind of get this picture. Like, all right, some of these fights, it's going to be a lot of back and forth. They're going to try to bait out some of these ultimates, some of these resources the best they can. But ultimately, it comes down to who executes it better with what they have, right? Blacklist International's lineup, though, especially as we scale into the game, they have the Novaria, right? The ability to whittle down people from far range without even being in a threatening range is an advantage that they could have. So Echo, once again, wants to play with the mobility that they have. They want to be able to maneuver around the map, and I think that's why it's also crucial, Carl, that they find things early on if they can.
Energy eruption coming in from Sensui, but neither side wants this fight. About 30 seconds until the next turtle.
Yeah, it's interesting that Blacklist International really picked up the Novaria in front of the Rafaela. It's considered a soft counter because you just mitigate the damage output and the pokes coming out from the Novaria. But Blacklist International has already done this in the regular season, where they picked up the Novaria against the Rafaela and they utilized it in a way that is just providing vision and control during the fights. Renegade picking up the Ice Queen wand, which is something that I want to see in this game, will allow more control for Blacklist International to deal with the Rafaela and the Paramis playing in the team fights.
Big ults missing from Echo here. Blacklist gonna oblige. Penalty zone from Edward coming in. Renegade with an Astral Echo, forcing out a flicker from the Hitman. And there's an early Netherrealm from the Agent. And now Sanji coming in with the pull. Turtle gonna get reset. Yue put down to a third of his health. Now just a 10th. And there's not enough damage. JP barely alive. And he gets popped here. First blood drawn by Agent Zero.
The revenge strike got him. Right, so now with that on the board, Blacklist International, but Echo, are they gonna get this, or is Sensui gonna try to do something about it?
Oh, almost. Renegade throws out a recall. No one home. That's a turtle apiece. Echo scores.
Blacklist International still playing into that mid-game timing. They are getting the resources that they need, leading by a small margin of goal, but again, Echo is really looking forward to scale into that late game. So Blacklist International, if they want to make some pressure to movements, it should be between the 6 to 8 minute mark, where the towers are really vulnerable against the Bruno.
Yeah, the only thing they
Mari
obviously are
kita
lacking,
back
especially
to the
in those
game.
fights that are happening around the turtle, because really that's where all the action is right now. It's
Echo.
seeing it, right? They have sustainability, but they don't
Sepertinya
quite
Blacklist
yet. Now that things have
sedikit
kind of
memimpin
gotten to this point,
sini.
Turtle will be up here too. You saw the lane swaps going on too for Blacklist International, now eyeing that tier 1 on the top side. It's going to be up to Echo to be able to actually contest some of these, right? Sensui though.
Spends his retribution. JP again down to a fraction of his health. Gets hit with a recall. Now Sanford also very low, but they are going to push the advantage here. In too deep. The Poisson spent in by Carl Teasy. Watch Edwards still has a penalty zone. Echo will push out Blacklist, but they will continue to push in.
Okay, they should be able to just heal back up here. Of course, Benicuti's still going to plan himself there on the bottom side. Looks like he wants to possibly rotate up here for the fight. They know there's so much focus from Blacklist International right now for this turret.
Oh, Oheb forcing the issue. Finally gets the push. That's a top lane, tier 1 going down.
I mean, if you're Echo, you're all right with what happened, because Benecutie was able to get a lot of farm on the bottom lane, and the pressure was also sort of like mitigated from Blacklist International. But then again, you have to sort of like reinforce this defense in the mid game, where Blacklist International will be strong around its Bruno. Berserker's Fury is already now out for the Bruno.
I was going to say, when you just said strong Bruno, that Berserker's Fury will allow him to be there in this part, especially now it's going to break out. Still, Benecutie on the bottom side, so they don't have him for this fight.
It's a 4v5 penalty zone spent in by Edward. Turtle here, very low, out of retribution range, but just yet. And now comes Yue using another realm. Carl Teasy, the young goat steals away.
What a
the
play
turtle.
by
Now
Carl
Blacklist thinking
Teasy.
twice. Should we not? They back off.
Tapi
Echo
sini
scores the
Echo
final
owning
turtle.
goal di sini guys,
Number
sedikit
4.
aja tapi
Benecutie pushes.
tidak terlalu
Winning the macro
signifikan.
battle here for Echo, getting the turtle for Carl Teasy, and also a tower for Benecutie. Again, do keep in mind, Echo is looking to play to scale. Blacklist International, this is their timing, this is where they want to fight, but they're losing out on these micro objectives.
Yeah, right now, this is just a display of the macro game from Echo, right? And all this, it's allowing Benecutie to farm up. He is still, relatively hanging here with Oheb, but we do know that the carry takes a little bit more time. Already has that golden snap, has the corrosive scythe. So is Benecutie where he needs to be, Midnight, in terms of that first Lord fight that's coming up in just about a minute or so?
I think he needs a win of nature to be able to sustain against both Edward and Oheb.
And even Sensui.
Yeah. Some small, defense capability will help the carry, because he's not the main priority target here. It's always going to be Carl Teasy during the Lord takes. But it does help if Echo is able to just not look at the Lord and force the 5v5 against Blacklist International. And that starts if Benecutie is confident enough to step forward against these heroes on the side of Blacklist.
I know this is a very, in terms of minutes, this is very far in the future, but with Benecutie playing the carry here, and the fact that they have a Rafaela, something that Blacklist International has to be careful for later is the split push, right? The backdoor maneuver that Echo has done so many times, especially with these heroes. So even with that, yeah, you got to buy some time for Benecutie, farm up, maybe the Wind of Nature, get a little bit of that defensiveness for him. Sanford even here picking up that Athena shield that'll help them deal with this kind of onslaught from Blacklist International right now, although Echo still holds a very minor lead when it comes to the actual team fights, right? The way that they approach them is still has to be knowledgeable, at least careful of what Blacklist International could throw at them, especially the fact that OHEB, pretty much both gold laners at this point, have just farmed up. They haven't done too much just yet.
Talking about split, look at bottom lane. Like the Pakito is just handling the bottom lane by himself. Oh, Carl!
Watch out. I think Blacklist is just forcing out another realm.
Oh, it hurts.
This may be too expensive as Blacklist looks to blitz the Lord. Look at Carl
Oh,
TZ.
Edward.
Sanji and JP, they know that they have to rush it. Can he come in? Turtle, rather Lord scored here by Blacklist. And it's free. Blacklist claps back. Oh, wait. Look at this from the flank. Benny Cutie in Sanford. NetherRealm scored by Blacklist. Yue pops it. Oh, wow.
They were happy. They were happy.
Macro battle here. Blacklist's turn.
Yeah, Blacklist again, they were happy with that Lord take. They didn't want to force the 5v5 engagement against Echo. They want to be able to utilize this Lord that is coming onto the bottom lane. Remember, you have a Bruno, just need to be able to position yourself in this bottom part of the jungle, but Echo, they know that for a fact. That's why all 4 heroes that are able to fight are placed in this part of the map. Even Sanford is gonna reinforce.
Di sini permainan terbilang pasif ya guys ya. Karena skor KDA di sini cuma 1-0. Edward Katizi mulai masuk di belakang. Berbahaya. Sensui di sini tidak berhasil di pick off, tapi tak ada menghasilkan kill di sini karena kedua tim dari belah pihak bermain sangat rapi. Itu kenapa ya 30.004 selisih goldnya terus ke 500 kayaknya error ini. Oke, pantesan guys. Tadi gue salah baca gitu ya guys ya. Kita lihat di sini MM dari kedua belah tim sudah sama-sama mengantongi 3 item. Bahaya Sanford JP menjadi target berhasil di pick off di sini. Sensui Kartizi, Sensui mengejar orang Kart di sini.
Going to be back and off.
Yeah.
Already big lead for Blacklist despite only getting 2 kills.
No HP, no hip. And again, what they want is just the objectives. They just want to be able to
udah botak di sini Echo ya guys ya.
You don't need to win 5v5 engagement. If you are able to push down these towers for the next 3 or 4 minutes, you will get a net positive result in terms of gold lead, and that just means that Benekidi will not be able to walk outside base, split, and get some farm because Blacklist International will be standing inside the jungle of Echo, just, removing the farm away from Carl TZ and Benekidi.
Approaching the 13-minute mark here. Lord spawning in about 30 seconds. I have a question to present to you, gentlemen, because
another question. All
I
right.
think Echo here, you have to ask him, specifically Benny Cutie, are we there yet? Is he ready? Just like the film starring Ice Cube 2005, are we there yet?
Wow, you had to dig deep.
Ini sangat-sangat well di sini seorang RTZ.
Benny Cutie, where he is at right now is already a carry. He's already a carry. He's real. But the thing is, you also have to consider the way that they execute these fights. Because as a carry, you also have a problem of you just stealing the NetherRealm. And then you also have to wait 1.7 seconds before you start dealing damage. Oh, it worked!
Fight starting up. Penalty zone spent on 2. Yue still has his NetherRealm. And that's Sanji spending his. Look at this Echo going in too deep.
The hold!
8-4 carry. Benny Cutie's here. Lord still out of retry range. Sanford barely alive.
Tapi Kartizi yang berhasil mensecure seekor Lord, tapi Yue berhasil di pick off juga di sini. Sensui berbahaya dan berhasil di pick off oleh seorang Benny Kitty juga. Edward di all in juga oleh seorang Benny Kitty. Berbahaya untuk tim Blacklist di sini. Tapi di sini tower mereka masih lumayan banyak untuk membadani turret kristal mereka yang di tengah guys ya. Tapi ini menjadi sangat cuan dari tim Echo karena mereka bisa mempush dari beberapa lini di sini guys. Kita lihat Benny Kitty mencoba mempush di bawah dan JP juga membantu Kartizi di sini untuk mempick off seorang OHEB dan OHEB ternyata berhasil di pick off di sini. Kartizi berbahaya di sini posisinya dan berhasil kena tower tadinya ya. Dia harus menerima damage dari seekor tower.
Okay, they defend, but
What a game by Echo dan Blacklist.
Echo now just full on swing in the gold in their
Jadi mereka
favor as
mau
well.
komit
Take a look at the replay. This is
N,
exactly what we're
jadi
talking about.
tidak
The
dapat
shot
dan
for
harus
Renegade
mengorbankan
brings it
Kartizi
down.
Kena
It's
damage to
timing.
rage.
It's the
Ternyata
timing.
tadi ya guys.
That is tough. And then they get collapsed on in the triple kill for Benny Cutie here. So they're gonna have to, basically they're paying the price now for this because momentum swings heavily in favor of Echo. Benny Cutie fully buffed up where he needs to be item-wise and everything else. And now they'll play around that. It only took them, what, 14 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
No big.
No biggie.
I mean, it's no biggie if you're able to play like this. Like Echo now has full control of the map. Even though as I say that they're not in the jungle of Blacklist International, you still have to consider that there is a Novaria on the side of Blacklist. It's not so easy for Echo to sort of like establish this map control because of the vision that is being given by Renegade. So there is that semblance of hope for Blacklist International. You're not essentially crumbling in terms of farm and resources because you are able to cover some, some parts of your map because of the Astral Echo.
That's right. I'd like to echo that.
It's
say,
funny because it's Astral Echo, but the
Echo,
Blacklist
right? And
International.
yeah, no, I'm about to say the same thing again. The
sorry.
fact that this is a 4K gold lead at 16 minutes, it's a small 4K gold lead.
Yeah. Honestly, even with that, at the way the game has gone, for the majority of it, Blacklist International is still in actually a good position to fight toe-to-toe with Echo. So really what it comes down to now, even with this situation, is
Sangat menegangkan. War dari kedua belah pihak di sini guys. Kita saksikan bersama-sama. Mari kita perhatikan dengan seksama, dengan sangat-sangat serius agar detail pertandingannya tidak ketinggalan ya guys ya. Buat kalian yang mau belajar, bisa mengulang permainan dan setup dari mereka di sini ya guys ya.
No, this is a no-go. This is a no-go. If you're Echo, you're dancing with two left feet. You have an Astral Echo on you, and now it gets reset. Okay.
they're going to go back and forth. Once again, Edward, though.
Penalty zone, plus the Lord with a knock-up. Edward gets
Edward.
slayed. Benny Cutie.
Kartizi mau slow tuh.
And now they go for it.
Sensui di sini Oheb di zoning oleh Sanford tadinya, tapi Sensui di sini sekarat guys. Dan Oheb berhasil di pick up juga guys. Berbahaya di sini. 3 melawan 4. Sensui Benny Cutie mencoba mengejar J, tapi tidak berhasil di sini ya.
I don't think they're going to be able to defend against this. UA, Renegade. UA is probably going to go down.
UA hampir saja UA, tapi 1 untuk 1 sepertinya UA berhasil di pick off di sini. 1 untuk 1. UA masih mencoba membaying time di sini. Mencoba mengambil sepertinya regen HP. UA cukup alert dari seorang UA, sepertinya akan di pick off di sini oleh seorang Kartizi. Ya guys.
Buying enough time here with that situation. Yes, they still got to deal with the Lord. They've got 30 seconds for UA to be up. It's 4 members. Can they defend against this? Lord pushes it.
4v5. This is a luminous Lord. It's big. And there's a lot of damage coming in.
Edward di sini berhasil di pick off ternyata ya.
Now a 3v5 defense into a
mencoba
very low.
mendefend
He
seorang
sparks
diri.
immortality. And now the
Bunga
Lord
seorang diri juga
clear.
sih.
Sanji
Seorang
goes
Sensui di
down.
sana.
There's a wave in mid.
Oheb, orang hebat. Berbahaya orang hebat. Berhasil mereka berbahaya. Akankah terjadi comeback di sini? Oh, wipe out kah? Wipe out. Tidak, ternyata ada seorang Sanji dari seorang Ramisnya berhasil menggunakan pasif di sini. Berhasil Sanji muncul tengah one strike Puska. Sanji di sini mencoba mengincar salah satu pemain dari teman-teman Blacklist International di sini. Mereka akan mencoba mengkomit di sini 3-1. Akankah ini menjadi game yang 3-1? Kita lihat guys. Tapi di sini wave minion lumayan jauh. This is Sunford di sini mencoba ngambil posisi. Oheb harus berhati-hati dan sepertinya ini game menjadi game Blacklist. What a game by Blacklist.
And this winning moment is brought to you by our official sponsor, FWD Life Insurance. And they do it.